Ta-da. What is today's video about? She looks crazy. Yeah, actually, I know I look crazy, but today is an idea video, and it's a no luggage yet overpacked. How do you overpack with no luggage? Well, I'm so glad you asked, and I'm so glad that you're watching this video. Let me tell you. So, today's video is going to give you some ideas for how to pack a trip without bringing any luggage. And obviously, you're gonna pack it all in your clothes, right? Spoiler alert. But this video is to give you some ideas for traveling now, but also if you can kind of see the signs in the future, we're kind of headed to a day where we're gonna have to pay for absolutely everything on every airline, right? So it would probably be a good idea now to start learning how to pack the things that you need on your person. So again, this is to give you some ideas. This is not necessarily a how-to video. It's just an idea video, right? So anyways, I did my hair. Actually, I didn't really do it. I washed it. So aren't you happy about that? All right, so let's get to it and let's see about some ideas for overpacking without bringing any luggage. And spoiler alert, I have enough clothes packed on my person to make over 100 outfits. So this could be for any length of time. You just have to be real strategic in what you do. And also, I meant to say this, not only the eventuality that eventually we're gonna have to pay for all of our luggage, but also this may give you some ideas of how to enhance your personal item only or your personal item with a carry-on. This may give you some ideas of how to extend that to further your luggage by packing on your own person. And also, whenever you get to your destination, if you still have the personal item / carry-on allotment, but you buy a lot of gifts, this may give you an idea of how to pack so that you can bring all of your gifts home without having to mail it or without having to check a bag. All right, so let's get to it because I am burning up. Oh, you know what? I also forgot. I forgot another item actually. So let me put that on really quick. This is my scarf. All right, so let's pretend like I had this on at the beginning of the video because I'm not re-recording it at this point. And if you have seen, I made a video about this scarf. It's a scarf, it's a bag, it's all kinds of different things. But if you make one of these, then you can wear it as a scarf. And it's a really great item to have because you could put things that are flat and small in this scarf bag, all right? And also, this scarf bag is going to have a strategic purpose later in your journey. Furthermore, I'm gonna show you how you need to pack. This is how you need to be packed on the airplane to get on without any luggage. But you're obviously not going to go into the airport like this. So we're actually gonna go backwards at the end of the video. I'm going to show you how you're going to carry all this stuff through security, because obviously you can't have stuff in your pockets through security, right? So we're gonna go like reverse. So stick around and I'm gonna show you all the steps. So this is going to be what you look like to get on the airplane with no luggage, okay? Now, let me take this off and we're gonna set this aside on my trusty chair here because this is going to come in handy later on. Just to show you what's in there, I have my passport and then I'm using my phone to tape. But my phone has a similar case to this with a magnetic wallet. So it's a one and done. My wallet and my phone are always together at all times. So I don't lose one or the other. I just have one item. All right, now the next thing to come off is my reversible raincoat. I've shown you this before and I really love it. I took it to Ireland and it was great, especially when it's rainy because it's gray, but the green is like the grass in Ireland is like this neon green. And the red, I could turn it inside out and wear it as a red coat and it like popped in photographs. Anyways, why would you bring something like this? Well, obviously, if you bring something reversible, it has dual use. It can be obviously reversed, duh. Okay, and I don't have anything really in the pockets here except for I do have like a little pair of thin gloves. So again, this is an idea video. I'm kind of packing for all seasons here. So whatever season you'll be traveling, you can definitely pare down and only bring those seasonal items. As I said, I've completely overpacked. Anyways, on this side I have my gloves stowed. On this side, the red side, I don't have anything in that pocket. So that's an extra pocket. I could put something in, but I didn't. Now, here's the thing. You may not like these clothing items. There's too many pockets, right? One thing that you could do instead of buying items that have pockets is to just add pockets to the things that you already have. Like, for instance, I have all of my snacks in my raincoat, and I have safety pinned these little mesh bags. These little mesh bags with a zipper are great for this kind of, for traveling. It keeps all of your things together. All right, one other thing about if you choose to pack like this is to keep things that are alike in the same garment. Sorry, I think I'm making a lot of swishy noises, so I'm gonna try to cut down on the swishy noises. Anyways, so I know my snacks are in my raincoat. Whenever I get on the airplane, I can unpin these and put them in my bag that I will show you. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, that's what's in my raincoat. Trying not to swish. Right, you've seen this vest before in my past videos, and I've actually strategically packed it, and it's all kind of cattywampus here, but one thing about it is I have bigger hips. So when I pack things around this area, they fill up really fast. So what I've done is I've packed the thicker items in the upper pockets. So here's just an example of some things you could pack. And again, this is not for a real trip, so I just have random things packed. But you could put your, like a toiletry bag or your comfort bag on the airplane. You could pack them in here. And of course, you don't have to have them in mesh bags. I just have them in mesh bags so it's easier to show you what's in the pocket. I can just take it out. But look how big. That's a lot of stuff that you could pack. And probably most people, if you know how to pare down your makeup and your toiletries, this should be enough for that. But I have another toiletry bag, by the way. Anyway, I'm running out of places to put things. I'm gonna put these right here. All right, here's my detachable water bottle. It's fold up. You've seen those before, so I'm not going to show you. All right, in these pockets are actually double because there's a zipper right here and then there's a slide-in pocket right there. I would recommend packing flatter items in the zipper pocket just so that you don't get too bulky. I mean, look how bulky I am, and I'm saying don't get too bulky. Anyways, this is my foot sling for on the airplane. That's very necessary for me, especially on a long flight. What else do we have in here? Travel journal, very important because my memory is terrible and I forget what we did on different trips, so I have to write it down. I also am terrible with names, so of places and people, and it doesn't matter. If it's a name, I'm gonna forget it. So I have to write it down. And I love doing that because then when I look through later, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that trip. All right, then my slide pocket. Here's my umbrella, and it's very messy, but I should have folded it nicely. I don't really care about views. I don't know if that's obvious. I have a raincoat and an umbrella because this can come in handy for when it's really sunny and you want to keep the sun off. And I like this umbrella. I'm not superstitious, so I'm going to open this inside. I like this umbrella because it has my favorite color, green, on the inside, but it's shiny on the outside. So on a hot day, it kind of repels some of the heat as well. So that's really nice, as well as being useful in the rain. All right, and then that's everything in these pockets. The zipper pockets, I have put really flat things. So in this pocket, I have some more like travel toiletries, just to give you an idea of something else you could pack. And in this zipper pocket, I have my trusty massager. I've shown you this many times before. And I have my trusty jewelry organizer that I keep by my bed whenever we are at the hotel, and any jewelry that I'm wearing, I can just put it in there, and that way it's not all falling all over the place. I love this thing. I saw it by some other YouTuber, and I have used it ever since I saw it because it's great. It's a great idea. Great idea. Great. All right. Anything else? Yeah, there's something else. What else is in here? Oh, these are super cool. All right. So I've recommended fold out hangers to you before, but these are metal, and they're also my favorite color. And they have the little slip hangy things. What they don't have is a clip, but I may just bring, what are those clippy things called? Binder clips. You could bring binder clips if you needed to. But this gives me I have two of these. So I do have a skirt and maybe a few blouses that maybe the day before I would wear them. I might want to hang them up if I don't have hangers at the hotel. So I like these because they're even smaller than those other folding hangers that I showed you. And they're a lot sturdier because they are aluminum. Aluminum. In America we say aluminum. All right, anyways. All right, so now let's look at the back, because the back of this vest, I have tucked 2 pairs of shoes. So one of them is just this pair of fake Hermes sandals, and the other one is a pair of flip-flops. It's not my fold-up flip-flops, those ones that fold. I like those because they can double as slippers because you can slide your foot in them. These are actual flip-flops, and the reason I'm probably going to be traveling with these flip-flops is because the fold-up ones can't be worn really outside. You could wear them to the pool or to the beach, but they're kind of junky looking. Like you wouldn't be able to walk around town with them. And right now flip-flops are in style, so why not wear them since they're in style? You know, why do I have them if I'm not gonna wear them when they're in style? All right, so on this trip, you've already seen 3 pairs of shoes. I'm not counting those in the 100 outfits, by the way. If we counted those in the outfits and counting each pair of shoes as a separate outfit, it would be over 200 outfits. No, it would be over 300 outfits actually, times 3. All right, so now you've seen this before, but in case you haven't, this is the secret weapon, okay? You turn this thing into a bag, and then this is how you get through security. You get all your stuff through security by putting it all in this bag, which I'm going to do some of that, now. Sorry. I don't edit, so you're just gonna have to deal with this. Okay, so this is super cool, and I love this thing because it gives you so many options to turn this vest into a bag. Obviously, because you can wear it as an item of clothing, but then you can also use it as luggage. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. So if you notice, I have 2 bags already. That's very interesting. Let's see what happens. Now, I kind of like, if I didn't have these pants like fully packed out to capacity, these pants actually look really cool. You'll see in a second. And they look really cool too with this cropped hoodie. But this hoodie has a secret. Da, 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 da. Bing, bing, bing. It has a built-in backpack. And this is where I have stowed many things. First of all, obviously this has a backpack built into it. But here's another idea. In case you don't want to get a hoodie like this, you can use the hoodie itself to stow things. Okay, so I would wear this through security and onto the airplane, and as soon as I get on the airplane, I would take it off and either sit on it or wear it if the airplane's cold. But look what you can do. You can take one of these big old safety pins, and you can just pin your eye mask. And if you get one of these, this is a Temu version of a Manta eye mask. So it has those pads that come off, and you can move them around on your eyes, but they also have like a cup. So if you're wearing makeup and you don't want to mess it up, but you also want to sleep, you can put that on and it'll cup your eyelashes won't get squished. But here's a little trick that I came up with, is to put Velcro on the back of your earplugs, and then if you have one of these eye masks with this Velcro feature, you can Velcro them on, and that way you have your earplugs and your eye mask all together, and it's already in your hood. So it's already there. You don't have to dig through a bag or anything if you want to sleep as soon as you get on the airplane. So you put on your eye mask, your earplugs, and put the hood over your head, and you're dead to the world, and it's amazing. All right, so now let's see what we've got in this backpack. First of all, I have this pocket empty because this is where I would put all of my receipts or, you know, little tickets that when you go to museums and stuff and you want to keep those tickets. This is my designated pocket, I've decided, for those sort of things, and then I don't lose them. But there's nothing in that right now. But in this bigger pocket, I like this pocket because this is the biggest pocket that I have on my person, and it can carry a bunch of crap. So, first of all, if I were packing like this, I would pare down from my normal toiletry bag that I really love. But this is kind of my runner-up to that. I don't really have much packed in it, but it has the same feature where it hangs. So I could pack toiletries in an easier pocket to get to and then put that in the bin, you know, if you have to take liquids out. And then later I resituate everything into my toiletry bag. Or, you know, you could put all your toiletries in here to start with, and you could use those mesh bags for something else. That's what this video is about, is ideas, okay? So you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. All right, then I also have this really thick book that I put in there, and also my charging cube, which anything that I brought to charge is going to use a USB-C, and I've shown you this before. This little band has a USB-C, and I could use that to charge my stuff, which would only be on this particular trip that is imaginary, would be my phone, and then also my fan that is a phone charger. So anyways, cool beans. All right, so if I'm on the airplane, I would just kind of bunch this up and sit on it maybe, or put it in my bag. But I think I'm going to use my bag to put my clothing. All right, so let's look at the clothing because this is ridiculous. All right, so what do I have? Here's a pair of capris. I've shown you these before. They have the phone pocket on both sides. These, I actually hike in these in the summer in the warmer weather. So that is one bottom. All right, let's go ahead and get to some tech. This is my fan that also is a phone charger, and it also sits up like this, so you can put your phone on it as a phone stand, you know. Multifunctional item that is really nice. You can also, if you don't want to stow it, you could walk through the airport like this, because you're probably going to be really hot wearing all this stuff, so you might need your fan, you know. All right, next is this sunglasses case, and these are my really cool sunglasses that I have shown you before, but I don't know that I've shown you on my actual person, because usually I film on my couch. Ta-ta, they go over my glasses because I am an old person and my eyes change, and so there's no point in getting prescription sunglasses. I'll just buy one pair of prescription glasses, and then these can go over. And also, if I wear contacts, I can wear these over that as well. So that's a great item. All right, what do we got in here? Well, I'm gonna put that over here for a second. Okay, so here is my trusty, tried and true blanket scarf that is like the blanket scarf to end all blanket scarves, quite frankly, because it is super thin, but I think it might be made of wool. I'm not sure, but it's super thin, but it's also really warm. So you can obviously use it as a blanket, but you can also use it as a scarf, duh, and you can also use it as like a sarong. I think I did it the wrong way. A sarong over a bathing suit. might be a little bit longer this way, yeah. So you can do it like that, or wear it, you can even probably wear it as a skirt if you needed to. But anyways, this is like a ride or die item. I always have it every trip. And also, this is my new favorite traveling hat, even though I just crinkled it all up. But I like it because I can wear it swimming, but I can also wear it hiking. And yeah, it kind of looks like an old lady hat because it looks like a visor. But it covers your ears. And it covers, the brim covers more than just like a cap. And it's kind of cute. And it folds up, but also if I want to put my hair back in a bun or a ponytail, then I can do that, obviously. All right, now, this is a top. I want to get to the tops all on their own. I was packing these pants out and I'm like, oh wait, it's not all fitting. So I had to move stuff around. But like I said at the beginning, keep like items together. So my toiletries in my book are going to be like my library, but toiletries too is going to be in my hoodie. Also, my eye mask and my earplugs need to stay together because they are things that are alike. The snacks are in my raincoat. Other sundry comfort items are in my vest. You know, keep things all coordinated like that if you're doing something like this so you don't get all confused. All right, now let's get into some of these other pockets. So here is a satin skirt, which would be one of my bottoms. And all the tops and bottoms go together because that's what a capsule wardrobe is. And that's how you can get over 100/over 300 outfits out of this. All right. Oh, you know what? I don't want to get to that yet. I want to get to, where is it? Aha! It's always the last place you look, right? All right, these are my tops. And obviously, the key to packing like this, which obviously you're not gonna pack this much, I've said that a million times, but you want to pack items that are paper thin because obviously, duh, right? So I'm always telling you to go to the thrift store and buy these really paper thin. I think this is like polyester. So it's really easy to wash it out and hang it to dry. But, you know, and I know these colors aren't exactly matching, but it looks cute, you know? Anyways, this is one top. Now we can get to this one. This is a wool blend t-shirt, a white tee. Great to have and goes with a lot of different things. And this is a black wool blend, there's a thread. A wool blend tank top. That's a nice item and very thin. Like I really like these wool blend tees and tanks that I'm finding on Temu because they are so much thinner than a regular t-shirt. This counts as a top too in my capsule, by the way, this graphic tee, okay? And then, okay, this is another top that can, yeah, another top. I know these are long, but I would probably tuck them in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now we're getting into dual purpose tops. This one could be worn as a top, but I could also open it and wear this over all 5 of these other shirts. So that would be a layering item / a shirt in and of itself. All right, then now let's get to the other layers. Always choose layers that can be worn on their own or as layers over. This is one of those little vests that the kids are wearing these days. I'm gonna put all this stuff in my bag because that's my hidden luggage. All right, so that pocket's empty. Now let's get to, what is this? Oh, this is my other layering piece. Okay, this is a wool. A lot of these things are from Temu. That white vest was from Temu. This is a wool, and it's really soft. It might be cashmere actually. But I love this little sweater because it's slightly dressy. I could wear this easily with this satin skirt to like church, you know? But I can also wear it as a top, but I could also wear it open as a layering piece. And one thing that's cool about it is you see these buttons. You can button them down like this, or you can button to there and button this one over there. And oh, sorry, you can button, wait, what am I saying? Button this one here and this one over, and it kind of cinches it in. So there's actually multiple ways to wear this item, and it's really lightweight and soft, so it's great. It's great. All right, pocket, empty. Okay, now more bottoms. So we see the skirt, we see these pants, we see those capris. That I could wear the capris as pajamas. I could also wear these pants as pajamas or on their own. They are, what are they, Lauren Conrad? Yeah, Lauren Conrad from like a million years ago. But polka dots are in style. So even though these pants are from like probably 2012, I don't know. I could still wear these. And because all of my tops are solid color, then the polka dots, it's okay. It's okay to do that. And then I've shown you these pants many times, but I like them. These are great for traveling because they are so thin, but they're just kind of cool and casual. And okay, so 1, 2, skirt, capris, and these pants. So that's 5, yeah, 5. All right, so are you doing the multiplication in your head? Because it does come out to 100, over 100. It actually comes to 115. All right, now, last pocket, what's in my nasty little pocketesses, is, okay, a swimsuit. And this is not my favorite swimsuit, but if I'm minimalist packing, I'm gonna have to just suck it up and wear a bikini. The nice thing though too is if you bring separates like this, these could double as underwear. And you might need that because if you follow my system of packing at all, you know that I like to bring 2 pairs of underwear, wear one and then bring an extra one and then wash them and cycle them out every night. But if you move around, you're gonna need a 3rd pair of underwear because you don't want to wash and have wet underwear that you're bringing in transit. So you could bring those bikini bottoms as your like honorable mention, you know. All right, so speaking of, and I love merino bras. I'm keeping it folded up because I don't, yeah, anyways. Merino bras, I have like a nude color one that I travel with and a black one. And that way, no matter what color my shirt is, it's not gonna show through. But I love merino because in case you don't have time to wash it out, you can go a few days before you have to wash it because merino doesn't smell. We know that, right? Because we watch all these videos of people talking about merino. These are some little socks in case I need socks. And speaking of socks, on the plane I would be wearing compression socks, and then I would bring another pair of compression socks. And the reason is because unlike wool or cotton, compression socks dry very quickly. So just like the underwear, where I would wear 1 pair of underwear and then bring a pair and then cycle those out. Same thing with these socks. If it's winter, I would just bring these. If it's warmer weather, I would maybe not bring these. I would just bring like the footy socks, and these dry really fast too. Okay, so, oh, speaking of, I'm wearing my laundry line as a belt. So this is my laundry line that I would hang and be able to wash out my clothes and they could dry overnight. Okay, so indefinitely, I have enough clothing options that I could do things like hike. I could hike in these pants or I could hike in the capris. I could go to a nice dinner with a skirt, and then I also have those kind of loungy pants. And I don't need both of those pants, but I just packed them because I wanted to show you how much you could pack. But by themselves, these pants look kind of cool. They're kind of baffling, you know, with these pockets on them. It's like, why do you have pockets on your pants? And you're like, because I don't want to bring any luggage. Why are you asking stupid questions, you know? So anyways, another thing I appreciate about these pants is that the pockets are, I didn't put any pockets in these. I didn't put anything in these pockets, by the way, because again, baby got back. Speaking of, I really appreciate that there's no pocket back here because I got enough going on back there. I don't need extra stuff. So I like that it's just plain back here, but the pockets are on the front. I appreciate that. Thank you, Temu. Is that everything? Yeah, I think so. All right, so what do we have? So this is how I would get on the plane and I would pack a little better than this. I'm just throwing it all in there. But I would bring this and put that through security, and I might put some of the items in here as well. But when I get to my destination, I could use this bag as my going out bag, or if that's too big, I could just use this as my going out bag. I could also use this as my dirty laundry bag, you know, if I'm having to travel with dirty laundry. So that could be this. And I've made a whole video on all the multiple uses of this item right here. You can use it for all kinds of different things, but in my head for this particular trip, that's what I would be using these for. So going through security, I would just have these two bags, put them in the thingy, and obviously I wouldn't be packing this much. Now, honorable mentions, just to give you some ideas, because maybe you don't like these pants, you're like, I would never wear those pants, I would never be caught dead in those pants. So some other options for you could be the old stuffable neck pillow, right? And I don't know, I kind of feel like when airlines start cracking down, this is gonna be the first thing to go, right? Because it's like airlines know now that you can stuff these things with all your clothes. I could probably stuff my entire capsule wardrobe in here. Right now, I just have this giant wool cardigan and like a black wool cardigan just to take up space, just to give you the idea. But this could open up a whole other level of packing where you wouldn't have to stuff these pockets as full, you know? So you could put all your clothes in here, and that would be another option. Likewise, on this particular trip, and usually on trips, my husband and I will do like extreme activities where we hike up a mountain and then we go to like a really fancy formal dinner. So I have to pack like, you know, cocktail dress, and sometimes more than one, and then also my hiking poles. So if I had to pack hiking poles, they would fit in the backpack part of this hoodie. And I made a whole video on how to get these folded hiking poles on a plane. It is TSA approved, it's okay. You just have to take off the metal tip, but I showed you how to do that. So go watch that video if you need it. But if I needed to go hiking, I could pack it in there and just wear these pants and wear this shirt, you know, or one of my merino shirts, you know, whatever. All right, here's another option for you, honorable mention, is overalls, because overalls have a ton of pockets, and not that everybody has overalls, but if you have overalls, there are a lot of pockets. Like here, there's 1 and 2 on the side. There's this deep pocket right here. There's like a whole organizer system up here where you can put pens, and there's a zipper pocket for really precious items that you don't want nobody stealing. You can put it right there. And then on this side pocket, there's like a little pocket here, and then there's a Velcro pocket on the side. So it's not like you could carry an entire capsule wardrobe in here, but you could carry some stuff. So that's an option. I've shown you these hiking pants before. I'm sorry, I know it's really swishy. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to swish. These are hiking pants that have pockets on the side, and they also have like a hand warmer pocket here, and they also have a zipper pocket here for things that are a little more precious. I got these on Temu, I talk about them all the time. And before I saw these pants, I actually was gonna make a video with these pants, but obviously these hold way more, so. Anyways, that's another option. And here's another option as far as jackets. I bet anybody watching this video, I'm sure you have a hoodie that like zips up. I mean, this is a pretty standard layering piece, especially for traveling or hiking or what have you. But let me show you something that you can do. Okay, so this particular, it's by Rab. See, sometimes I spend some money on some things and then I don't spend money on Temu stuff. But anyways, there's the pocket here, zipper pocket here. This is pretty standard, hand warmer pockets with a zipper. But another option that you could do, especially if you know how to sew, is the inside of jackets like this and some puffer winter jackets. This is the pocket, okay? So when you put your hand through here, this is the pocket. But if you notice when you open it, there's a little thing, there's a little pocket behind the pocket. But if, let me get us something I could put in here to show you. Aha, I'll do my sunglasses. Now, if I were to put my sunglasses in here, they would fall through because there's an opening on the bottom. But if you know how to sew, and I'm going to do this after this video, I just wanted to show you before I did it. If you just sew this bottom part right there, then this will suddenly become another pocket. So a hoodie like this would have 5 pockets in it. A chest, 2 here, and then 2 on the inside. And all you have to do is just sew that little bottom seam right there to make the hidden pocket on the inside. Okay, so just some ideas. Okay, one last thing is shoes, flat shoes. If it's colder, if you're traveling in a cold weather and not summer where you'd be wearing sandals and flip-flops, find you a pair of really flat loafers, because these pack down really flat as well to fit in the back of that vest. So that's another option for you. So now I'm gonna go wash my hands because I hate touching shoes. I hope that was informative, and I hope you have a great day and happy travels.